you're not gonna get me. It's not gonna happen, okay? And you can cross-send my information around to Facebook and YouTube and send me the same ad across all platforms. I will not buy it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This week, we are taking a look at a list of things that I refuse to spend money on out of personal preference. So I want you to take a second before you come at me in the comments over anything I'm about to list, and just know that this comes from a place of like what I'm comfortable spending on, and I have my poor spending habits as well. So no judgment. If you like to spend money on the following things, that's good for you. I'm happy for you. But these are 10 things that I do not want to spend money on, and I continue not to spend money on because to me, it's just a waste. Let's get into it. Okay, and number one on the list is Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or any of those retail coffee chains where I have to pay more than $5 per cup of coffee. Honestly, I could even tell you $3 per cup of coffee because I would rather get my coffee at like Stewart's or 7-Eleven over a place that's gonna charge me quite a few dollars for the same cup. If George Camel is watching this, he would scream because I drink hotel coffee. Yes, I do not care. It's caffeine to me. Most of the times I'll drink my coffee black and it's for the energy. So the idea of going to a place and spending $6, $7 for one drink is absurd to me. We have a bunch of really nice coffee machines in our home, including a fancy Nespresso machine, which we now started doing a subscription to because I'd rather pay that $1.50 per pod and have my own oat milk, and the cost is still less than $5 a cup. This is probably the most generic thing on this list that everybody else also has on their list, but hey, I couldn't leave it off because it's true. I really don't like to spend money on coffee outside my home. Okay, number two is gonna be takeout. And when I say takeout, I mean, hey honey, I'm on my way home. I'm gonna pick up Chinese food and bring it home. We cook most of our meals at home. This is not only to save money, but to try to eat a little bit healthier. And the expense of restaurants nowadays are crazy. I don't even think fast food is worth it at this point because of how much one meal at McDonald's costs. I remember when I could get a McDouble for $1.07 in high school because it was 7 cents taxes in New York. And so I would pick out my coins and have exactly $1.07. Anyway, that's aging myself. But nonetheless, I will not pay for takeout. I'm not stopping to get food because I don't feel like cooking. We have some quick meals at home like ramen and things that are leftovers in the freezer that we can easily heat up quickly if we're really, really hungry and we don't feel like cooking a full meal. But I don't like spending money on takeout food. And if I'm going to eat out, I'm getting dressed up and going to the restaurant and eating out. Now, some people could say that's even more of an expense. Well, we don't do it very often anymore. I think a couple of years ago, we used to go out all the time. Honestly, within the last 5 years, when everything has kind of gone crazy because of inflation, we have definitely simmered down with the eating out category. And so number two things I refuse to spend money on is general takeout. Okay, number three applies if we do decide to eat out, which is not very often, but restaurant drinks. Now this is sodas, teas, coffee, alcohol, any of it. Most of you probably already know that I do not drink alcohol. I have been sober for 4 years now, and Mike doesn't really drink all that much either anymore, so we definitely save a lot of money when we go to restaurants because we don't pay for drinks. He'll get a soda sometimes. I can make do with water. Not only is it costing me to just buy that soda, but it's calories, empty calories and sugar that I really, really don't need. So I try not to buy soda or any sort of drinks when we do eat out at restaurants. Those alcoholic drinks are super pricey. Like, it's crazy. Mike and I will go out to dinner and the two of us, our bill will be like $50, $60 with tip. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's actually reasonable. Oh, it's because we didn't get an appetizer, we didn't get dessert, and we didn't order alcoholic drinks. That's where their money is. It really, truly is. This next one might have a bunch of women in the comments like, yeesh, Gabby, you really should be spending money on this, but makeup and skincare products. I don't wear makeup. It's just not something I've ever done. If you have seen my videos, you know that. Like maybe once I had mascara on. It's the same tube of mascara I've had in my travel bag for like ages. And I probably should throw it out at this point because I know makeup does go bad. I cannot justify buying makeup. I never learned how to apply it in middle school, and thank God, because I've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars probably over the years. I'm 33 now, so what, that's like, trying to math it, 18 years of not wearing makeup. And I see people go into Ulta, go into Sephora, spend hundreds of dollars on makeup. If that's your thing, boo-boo, you do you. but I would look like a clown if I tried to even apply any foundation. I don't know how all that works. I don't know how to shape my brows. I don't know how to draw them on. I would look ridiculous. And so I just avoid it. I don't wear it. I don't use it. Skincare wise, every time we run out of like our face lotion in the bathroom, I'll pick some up at like TJ Maxx, like any brand will do, anything that's on sale that's for like sensitive skin or dry skin, and I'll apply it in the evening when I wash my face. Again, same thing for the face wash, something on sale, something that's convenient. I'm not looking at brands, I'm not looking at labels. I'm definitely not choosing to go into a makeup store just to pick up makeup. That is a big category that probably saves us a lot of money, and I just will continue to not spend money on that category because it doesn't really interest me. Again, I'm not hating on women who feel good wearing makeup. You're welcome to wear it if you enjoy it, if it's something you like spending money on, great. I love spending money on audiobooks and Kindle and other things like sewing projects and random things. So I am not here to cast judgment on you. I'm just letting you know these are the things that I don't spend money on. All right, next up on the list, I am pretty proud of myself for this one, but social media ads. I don't have Instagram anymore. I try to stay off of TikTok, but you know TikTok Shop is really, really good at figuring out what you want. Heaven forbid you like one advertisement and now you're gonna see that product over and over and over again. You're not gonna get me. It's not gonna happen, okay? And you can cross-send my information around to Facebook and YouTube and send me the same ad across all platforms. I will not buy it under the principle that you tried to advertise it to me on social media. If it's free, it means you're the advertisement, AKA social media makes their money off of marketing and advertisers paying them to try to get through to you. So I really pride myself on not buying from those kind of shops, especially with how easy it is to purchase. I really refuse to purchase things on social media, and I think it saved me a lot of money in the long run. All right, next up, hair and nail salons. I don't know if you can tell, but I did this little manicure myself earlier today. You actually probably can because this nail is all messed up from slicing it with a potato peeler a couple weeks ago, and there's like paint on the actual skin. I think I'm out of Q-tips, so I might not be able to fix it. But I've had the same couple of bottles of nail polish for years. I mean, Sally Hansen Insta-Dry is great. I have a couple different colors, and I barely wear nail polish as it is. I do not need to spend $60 for a full set of acrylics. Keeping up with them is a nightmare. I think the reason I cut my thumbnail so easily last month is because it was brittle after getting my nails done in November and then taking the acrylics off. So I'm just not a nail girly, and same thing for hair salons. I pulled a Britney Spears, I'll show you the photo if I can put it here, and I shaved my head like almost all the way because I wanted to know what it would look like just once in my life. I wanted to cut my hair really, really short and like buzz it and be like, how does that look? Oh, I looked awful. And thank God my hair is growing back, and I will never ever take it for granted again. Hair and nail salons cost a lot of money alongside those skincare and makeup products, and I can't justify spending that money. I think about it sometimes, like lately I've had like oh, wouldn't it be cute to go to the hair salon and just get my hair done? Why? Again, if you do this for yourself, that's fine. If that's what brings you confidence and light, I love it, sister. My sister's really, really into that. Super fashionable, always has her makeup done. I got a girlfriend the same way. That's fine. It's just not how I roll. So I save a lot of money because I avoid hair salons and nail salons, and I don't have to go to regular appointments every couple weeks. This next one might not be all too much money in the grand scheme of things, but I really truly have a hate for it. And I know hate is a strong word, and that is ad-free upgrades to subscription services. So for instance, YouTube is free, but they try to entice you with YouTube Studio, or no, sorry, YouTube Studio is what I use for posting videos. YouTube Premium, right? To avoid ads and be able to download. That extra $10 here for Netflix, no ad. That extra $20 here for Hulu, no ads. The extra whatever, $5 over here. It adds up throughout the year. And so I can take a couple seconds of advertisements. Honestly, we need a break. We need to get up and stretch, go to the restroom, call your mom. Like, stop spending 5 hours in front of the TV without any sort of break whatsoever. You know, I just took a trip to Washington State from New York for work last week, and I downloaded the first 4 episodes of the new season of Bridgerton because they released at the same time, and I had a 5-hour flight. I blew through those things so quick, especially because there was no ad breaks or anything to stop me to take a pause and be like, you know what, since it's rolling an ad, let me get up and do something, right? Let me get up and move my body. So I think this started as a save a couple bucks because I'm frugal / maybe a little cheap, And now it's turned into more of like a, oh no, break for your brain kind of deal. Okay, this next one, I won't even use these when I'm traveling for work and it's covered, just purely out of how expensive they are. Uber Eats and DoorDash. What the heck? Why is this so normalized that we will spend an extra $10 to $15 in fees and tip, because y'all better be tipping. Don't you dare send somebody out in the freezing cold or the sweltering heat to wait in a stupid Chipotle line to pick up your burrito and bring it to your dang house where there's a dog barking and a lock and a fence and things they gotta figure out and stuff like that, to then not tip the person. I can't justify paying that much extra money just to bring the food to my door. And on top of that, the cost of it is more expensive than the restaurant. If you go on a restaurant website and you look at the price of something, and then you go on these websites and look at the pricing is higher. Like, it's already inflated for ordering through Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever. I don't like soggy food. So going back to the takeout thing as well, I don't like fresh hot food going in a container and then it's like getting all like gooey and soggy and cold. So I will just avoid it entirely. I will not do Uber Eats. I will not do DoorDash. If I don't want to wait at the restaurant and eat, and I don't feel like cooking, then I'm probably buying something that I can just eat like without prepping anything. I will go to a grocery store the evening I fly in for work. Sometimes I'll go to the grocery store and pick up like a banana and an apple and a little thing of like meat and cheese pre-cut and like a little bag of like bagel chips, and just eat in the hotel room, like munching and snacking, over going somewhere to get some takeout or ordering something to the hotel room. The principle of it, I can't. It's too much money. It's too much money. I can't afford it. And I don't want to afford it. So if that's a luxury you enjoy and you can afford it, congratulations, peak. But if you're doing that and you're looking for ways to cut money, there's your first place to cut, boo-boo. Okay, we're winding down with the last two here. The second to last thing that I will not spend money on is extra or expedited shipping. For example, when you buy on Amazon, Amazon gives you like 3 different options. First of all, if you have Prime, you're already paying extra money for the shipping. So it'll do like 2-day shipping, right? But if you don't have Prime, or you have paused it in the event of us, we're doing a no buy, low buy, so we don't have Prime. There's a couple different options for shipping. There's like a 2-day, right? There's extra for overnight, or they have an option where they do like 6% cash back to your credit card if you use your Prime card and you're cool with waiting a couple days. Yes, free cash back and delaying gratification, I'm fine with that. I put Amazon on my no spend year because I need to learn delayed gratification. I have no patience, and a lot of these things I order online, by the time they arrive, I'm not into them anymore. It's the high and the thrill of clicking purchase, right? So if they're asking me if I like to pay more for it to get there faster, no. The answer is no, especially when it's like $15.99, not even to guarantee that it'll be there 3 days sooner. I'll just wait. When it arrives, I'll probably try it on and return it because it was probably an impulse purchase to begin with. And the last thing on our list is pretty broad and pretty big, but name brand products. This is anything from Chex cereal to headphones, okay? I do not own AirPods. I own these $30 pair of Soundcore earpods that I got off of Amazon that have worked great for 2 years. I have the same thing, over-the-ear headphones. They're Soundcore. I think I paid $50 or $60, and they have noise cancellation built in. Perfectly great. Apple headphones are what, like $6.99, $5.99? I was like, are you buying a computer? Like, who is spending that money on those kind of headphones? That's insanity. And that's like a standard nowadays. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, I have my Apple Pods and my Apple Buds and my Apple this and my Apple. I have an Apple phone that I paid cash for when I needed the upgrade because I had to feel the sting, right? And not put it on a payment plan. It's another story for another time. Point is, Mike asked me for like name brand Chex cereal, right? I buy the Bowl and Basket ShopRite brand or wherever that's from. Like, I just don't see the point of buying the name brand when it comes from anything from clothing to shoes to glasses to whatever. I noticed a airline attendant on my flight last week was wearing these glasses, like they were prescription glasses, but they said Versace. And I was like, dang. That's a lot of money on a pair of glasses. Again, if that's what he's into, good on him, right? But I think, like, pass out if I looked at the price tag, right? Like, I just can't justify spending money on name brand items if I can come up with a better solution that is just the same, especially for food products. A lot of the brands that you love, the name brand brands that you love, they make an off-brand version, a generic version for cheaper for those big box stores. I don't shop at, is it Kirkland? Is Costco, right? I shop at BJ's. So like a lot of BJ's brands. Berkeley Johnson, is that it? I don't know. I think that's it. Off-brand stuff tastes exactly the same. You can't change my mind on that. The only thing I won't do is Pepsi over Coke. That's just garbage. Anyway, that's 10 things that I refuse to spend money on and some reasons why. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really wanted to do a sourdough baking video this week, but because of travel and work, I did not get to it. And so hopefully this week I'll be able to bake some bread and shoot a video and have that out to you next week. If you have stayed until the end and you are a loyal subscriber who follows along each week, you've probably noticed that the channel changed from Life with the McDonalds to Life with Gabby. This is after making a decision that it's kind of my passion project, and if you haven't noticed already, every video is pretty much me, and Mike is just sometimes featured on it. He doesn't really have any interest. He didn't study radio and TV like I did, so we've decided, you know, this channel's kind of like my baby, and he will definitely still be in some of my videos, but the main focus is not us as a couple, so I didn't want to kind of misguide people and name it Life with the McDonalds. We're still happily married, nothing's wrong on that front, and we'll keep bringing you content, and I'm sure he's going to show up in future videos. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.